Okay, starting at the top of your mat, bring your feet about hip distance apart with your heels slightly a little bit wider than maybe you're used to, so you're not so turned out. You might feel a little bit pigeon-toed. Once you're there, go ahead and soften your knees in a forward fold. If your hands touch the floor, go ahead and grab opposite elbows and then tuck your chin and just find a nice deep fold with the knees bent. You can even rest your belly on your thighs for a moment and just kind of feel some nice opening in the low back. If you want to rock side to side, and soften the grip of the elbows. I'm just going to gently wake up the low back. Soften the shoulders so you can really use the arms and the torso to lengthen more out of your low back. And from here, slow the swing and find just a nice, even balance between left and right. Relax the toes and see if you can lean forward a little bit. And maybe start to straighten the legs. Feeling a little bit more of a stretch in the backs of the legs. And then release the hands. Inhale, flat back, extend the spine forward. And exhale, fold all the way down. Roll yourself up to standing all the way up. Inhale, arms up over your head. Exhale, bow forward and fold. Go nice and slow. Inhale, flat back, reach your spine. Exhale, fold and release. Inhale all the way up to standing. Arms reach overhead. Take a big inhale. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. 2 more. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Rolling back up to standing. Reach your arms up over your head. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, flat back, straighten the legs. On the exhale, forward fold, soften the knees. And then rolling back up to standing all the way up. Reaching your arms overhead, look up at the hands. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. With your hips a little bit more loose and that low back's a little more open, go and plant your hands, step the feet back, find plank. Plank to start. So from here, let's start to wake up into the belly. You're going to lift the belly button up towards the spine. You use your hands to pull your chest forward. It's going to want your low back to dump here, so you have to refine that belly button lifting. I try to wrinkle the mat between my thumbs so that my arms are super engaged and that I'm supported. I try to wrinkle the mat between my big toes as well. Do that without letting the heels drift in. Strong thighs, pressing yourself up. Go and start to bend the arms. You can lower the knees if you'd like to, and nice and slow and lower your chest all the way down to the mat. Then point the toes, find cobra, peel your chest up, roll your shoulders back. Forehead to the floor, press yourself back to child's pose. Sit on your heels, knees wide, big toes touch. Curl your toes, press your hips up and back, coming into down dog. I like to start with my knees a little bit bent to start so I can press my chest back and extend my spine. Straighten the legs a little bit more here. Doesn't have to be completely straight, but just try to go towards extended. Tippy toe your feet, bend the knees, look forward. For this first one, just step to the top. Then inhale, flat back, neck long, exhale, fold. Roll yourself up to standing all the way up. Reach your arms overhead, inhale. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, flat back, extend your spine. Hands to the floor, step or jump it back, plank. Lowering yourself all the way down. Inhale, cobra, pressing up. Pressing back to child's pose, hips back. Once your hips touch your heels, go and curl your toes. Press your weight back to down dog. bend the biceps forward a little bit. Try to inflate those armpits, hugging the forearms together, and then also lengthening the neck. Reach your thighs back, tippy toe your feet, bend the knees, exhale, and then step or hop to the top. Flat back, reach your chest forward, exhale, fold. Rolling up to standing all the way up, reach your arms overhead, inhale, exhale, forward fold all the way down. 2 more just like that. Inhale, flat back, full cycle. Hands come down to the floor, step or jump the feet back. Plank position, strong arms, strong thighs, and then start to bend the arms. Reach your chest forward. And then once your chest touches, toes point, inhale, cobra. Arms fully extended if you're ready for full cobra. Curl your toes, press back, down dog. Try not to move your hands or your feet. You are set exactly where you need to be for down dog. Tippy toe your feet, bend the knees, exhale, look forward, step or hop to the top. Flat back, reach your spine forward, exhale, fold. Roll yourself up to standing all the way up. Reach your arms overhead, big inhale. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, flat back. Hands to the floor, step or jump it back. Strong plank as you lower down. Keep your elbows stacked over those wrists. Inhale, cobra. And then exhale, come back to down dog. Shift your weight into plank. Play with a couple little bit of balancing things here. Try and come up onto your right fingertips. If you can, try to come up onto one finger on that right hand. Notice what's happening in the hips. Try to roll your right hip down. Flatten that right hand. Shift your weight to the right hand. Come up onto left fingertips. Trying to keep the hips from swaying. Try to come up onto one finger on that left hand. Keep your weight coming forward. And then left hand flat. Pull back to down dog. Coming back to plank. This time, try to float your right foot 1 inch off the ground. Try to keep that right hip from lifting. So lift your left hip up. And then pull your chest forward. Right foot to the floor. Try the other side. Shift your weight. Lift your left foot 1 inch. Try to lift your right hip at the same time, using your hands to pull your chest forward. And then left foot to the floor. Lower all the way down. Inhale, cobra. Knees stay down. Come back to child's pose. Big toes touch. Sit on those heels. And then shift your weight forward. Coming into dolphin plank. Inner wrist. Rooting down. Elbows underneath your shoulders. Go and step the feet back. Make sure the hips are as high as your shoulders. So in order to do that, you might need to step back a little bit more. For most of us, we probably need to shift forward with the shoulders. Lift the bottom rib, lift the thighs up, and pull your chest forward at the same time. I feel like my elbows are gripping and pulling back towards my toes. My toes are pulling in towards my elbows. Keeping that, feel the belly button lift a little higher. And slowly lower the knees, come back to child's pose. The hands might even slide back a little bit. And then once the forehead touches, keep the toes curled, lift up to down dog. Tippy toe your feet, bend the knees, look forward, exhale, hop to the top. Seated chair, keep your feet separated, bend the knees, arms reach up. Try not to let the knees knock in here, and try not to let them open up too wide. So look down, make sure they're directly over those feet. Sit a little bit deeper, and then have a seat on the mat. Boat pose. Grab the backs of your thighs, lean back, lift. The feet don't need to come up super high to start, so find that tall spine first. Lift your chest, pull your shoulders back. Try to find your balance. Arms reach. come up to half boat. So you're going to extend the legs and try and just get your low back to touch the mat. So I take my gaze up so my neck is part of your spine and it's not pulling forward. You're not outstretching the back of your neck. Draw your belly button down and then grab your thighs. Inhale back up to boat. Let's take 8 of those. So you're going to reach your arms forward, roll back, just your low back touches, and then grab your thighs. Exhale back up. Arms forward, inhale, come back. Exhale, lift back up. Okay, I'm using my hands to pull myself in. Inhale back. Exhale, back up. 4 more, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Nice and easy. Last 2, inhale. Just warming up the core. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Take 1 rock. Tuck your heels. Come into seated chair. If you need to, you can also use your hands to help this. So you're going to rock back. Use your hands, tuck the heels, seated chair. From there, all the way up to standing, reach up. Exhale, forward fold, all the way down. Inhale, flat back. Hands to the floor, step or jump the feet back. Lower down, low plank. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, come back to down dog. Lift your right leg up on an inhale. Bend your right knee, open the hip. Just nice little core stretch here on that right side. And close the hip, right knee to your right elbow. Pausing here, see if you can pull your chest forward, press your left thigh up. 3-legged dog, come back. 3 more just like that. Bend your right knee, open the hip. Close the hip, right knee to your right elbow. Try to go a little higher if you can. Inhale, press back. Bend your right knee, open the hip. Come forward, exhale. Reach back. 3-legged dog. Bend your right knee, open the hip. Try to keep the shoulder square here. Reach your left heel for the floor. And then close the hip. Exhale, forward. Last time. Right knee towards the right elbow. Pull your chest forward. And see if you can come up onto left fingertips. Flatten that left hand. 3-legged dog, reach back. And then right foot comes down. Other side, left leg reaches up. Bend your left knee, open the hip. Close the hip, left knee to your left elbow. Touch, and then 3-legged dog, reach back. Bend your knee, open the hip. Exhale, close, left knee forward. Touch, inhale, come back. Bend the knee, open the hip. Make sure that right leg is super straight. Close the hip, left knee to the left elbow. Inhale, reach back. Bend the knee, open the hip. Reach your right heel for the floor. Keep that left shoulder closing down. And then plank, left knee to the left elbow. Pause right there. Come up onto right fingertips. Pull your chest forward. Strong back leg. Then right hand flat. 3-legged dog, reach back. Left foot to the floor. Tippy toe your feet. Bend the knees, exhale, look forward, step or hop to the top. Seated chair, reach the arms up. Softly have a seat. Boat position. Lean back, lift your feet, sit up super tall. Energize those feet, so either point or flex. Then reach your arms forward. At this time, grabbing those thighs if you need help coming up. Otherwise, just inhale, come back. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, back. Exhale, lift. Inhale. Exhale, that's 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. Inhale. Exhale, 5. Inhale, chest stays lifted. 6. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. 7. Inhale. Good. 8. Let me see a tall chest here. Take 1 or 2 rocks. Find your seated chair. So lean back. Make a tight ball and then rock yourself up. Seated chair. All the way up to standing. Reach up. Take your hands behind you. Pull your shoulders back. Go in forward fold. Just get wide across your chest for a moment. Hands release to the floor. Step or jump it back. Lower down. Low plank. Inhale. Cobra. Nice little stretch for the abdominals here. Pull it back to down dog. From down dog, right leg reaches up, inhale. Bend your right knee, open the hip. Open the hip so much, see, look at underneath your left armpit and just look at that right foot coming up and over. Then close the hip, take your right knee to your right elbow, come forward. Slide it down towards the wrist, lift it back up to the elbow and pause. Pull your chest forward. Three-legged dog, reach back. Bend your knee, open hip. Watch that right foot coming up over. Then close the hip, right knee to your right elbow. Slide it down to the wrist. Lift it back up to the elbow. Three-legged dog, reach back. Bend your knee, open the hip. Watch that right foot coming over underneath that left armpit. Close the hip. Two more. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Slide it down to the wrist. Lift it back up. Lift the belly button. Three-legged dog, reach back. Bend your knee, open the hip. Close the hip, right knee to your right elbow. Slide it down to the wrist. Back up to the elbow. Pull your chest forward. Three-legged dog, reach back. One more, Bend your knee, open the hip. Close the hip, right knee to your right elbow. Slide it down to the wrist. Lift it back up. Pause here, come up onto left fingertips. If you can, come up onto one finger. Left hand flat. Three-legged dog. Right foot comes down. Other side, left leg reaches up. Bend the knee, open the hip. Watch that left foot coming over underneath your right armpit. And then close the hip, left knee to the left elbow. Slide it down to the wrist. Lift it back up to the elbow. Pull your belly button up. Three-legged dog, reach back. Bend the knee, open the hip. Exhale, close. Left knee to the left elbow. Slide it down, inhale. Exhale, lift. Three-legged dog, reach back. Bend the knee, open the hip. You got two more. Watch that foot. Close. Left knee to the left elbow. Slide it down. Lift it back up. Pause. Try to go higher than the elbow. Three-legged dog, reach back. Bend the knee, open the hip. Try to keep that standing leg straight. Right hip pulling back. And close the hip. Left knee, left elbow. Slide it down to the wrist. Lift it back up to the elbow. Pause there. Come up onto right fingertips. If you can go to one finger, go for that. Pull your chest forward. Then flatten that right hand. Three-legged dog, reach back. Left leg floats down. Inhale, plank. Lower down, low plank. Inhale, cobra. Press it back. Down dog. Big toes touch. Tippy toe your feet. Bend the knees, look forward. Hop to the top. Seated chair. I have my feet separated. You can go feet together here. Lift your biceps. Sit a little deeper. Then have a seat on the mat. Boat position. Staying with your variation, you can either keep your hands behind your thighs, use that to pull up if you want to reach your arms forward, and then use it without hands. Third variation is legs fully extended. From here, inhale, roll back. Exhale, come up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And then rolling back up to standing all the way up. 4. Inhale. 5. Inhale. 6. Inhale. Lift the chest. 7. Inhale. 8. Pause here. Straighten those legs. Lift the chest. Bend the knees. Rock back. Seated chair. Tuck the heels in. Sit as deep as you can. Deep, 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 deep. And then all the way up to standing. Reach up. Little back bend if you'd like at the top. And then upright yourself. Take your hands behind your low back. Pull your shoulders back. Lift your chest. And forward fold. Relax your toes, relax your head. And then release your hands down. Step or jump the feet back. Lower down, low plank. Inhale, cobra. Exhale to down dog. On your next inhale, lift your right leg up. Bend your knee, open the hip. How lightly can you step the right foot behind the left knee? Just barely tap and then unflip yourself back. Right knee to your right elbow. Pause there. Slide it down towards the wrist. Come up towards the armpit. Three-legged dog. Bend your knee, open the hip. Lightly tap the floor behind you. That left foot will rotate. Tap. Come back up. And then shift forward. Tap the elbow. Slide it down to the wrist. Back up to the armpit. Three-legged dog. Reach back. Bend your knee, open the hip. Try and tap. Barely just the big toe. Shift your way forward. Come up. Right knee, right elbow. Slide it down. Come back up to the armpit. Last one, three-legged dog. Bend your knee, open the hip. This time, flipping your dog. Step the left foot behind the knee. Point all 10 toes to the back and shift your weight so your shoulders over the wrist. And then reach the arm. Right arm up. You want to take it to the front, that's fine. If you want to take it up, that's fine as well. But just go for a nice stretch in the abdominals. And then look down at your left hand. Unflip yourself, right leg back up. Right knee to the right elbow. Slide it down to the wrist. Lift it back up to the elbow. Pause right there. Shift your weight to your right hand. Come up onto left fingertips. One finger, if you can reach that left hand forward, go for that. Try to find your balance. And then left hand down, three-legged dog. Right foot down. Inhale to plank. Lower all the way down. Inhale, cobra. Exhale to down dog. We just got that other side. Left. Left leg reaches up. Bend the knee, open the hip. Lightly tap the left big toe, shifting a little bit of your weight forward. Unflip yourself. Left knee to the left elbow. Slide it down to the wrist. Lift it back up. Three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hip. Lightly tap. Spin the right foot. Unflip. Left knee, left elbow. Slide it down. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open the hip. Lightly tap. Unflip yourself. Three-legged dog. Exhale, forward. Slide down, inhale. Exhale, lift. Three-legged dog, reach back. Last one, this time bending the knee, opening the hip. Then flipping your dog. Step the left foot back. Point all 10 toes to the back. Reach your left arm up. And then lift out of that right shoulder. Then flip the left palm forward. Reach it overhead. Keeping the right shoulder over the right wrist. Gaze down if you need to. And then unflip yourself. Left hand reaches up. Reaches for the floor. Unflip yourself. Left knee to the left elbow. Slide it down to the wrist. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Come up onto right fingertips. One finger or reach that right hand forward. Keep that left knee pulling in. One more breath. Right hand down. Three-legged dog. Left foot down. Inhale, plank. Lower yourself all the way to low plank. Inhale, cobra. Child's pose. Press it back. Forehead touches. Going to just take a few deep breaths here. Last little sequence here. Keeping your elbows and forearms on the mat. Shift your weight forward. Step the feet back, coming into forearm plank, also known as dolphin plank. This time with your feet together. You're going to shift your weight to your right, so the right heel touches, and come up, so that left arm comes up. So come up onto your right forearm, and then lift your right hip away from the mat. Take your gaze up towards that left thumb if you can. Make sure that right elbow is pulling towards your right foot so that neck stays free. From there, look down, left forearm to the mat. Flip your heels up and over, left heel down. Take the other side, right arm reaches up. Lift that left hip off the mat. Maybe gaze up at that right thumb. And then looking down, right forearm to the mat. One more thing on the other side, each side. Flip towards that right heel. Left arm reaches back up. This time, lower your right hip and then lift up. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Lower and lift. Hold here. Look up at that left thumb if you can. Look down. Left forearm to the mat. Flip over to the other side. Right arm reaches up. Lift your left hip. So hip drops. Lower the hip. Lift the left hip. Lower. Exhale, lift. Look up at the thumb if you can. And lift. Last one. Lift up. Hold. Look up at that right thumb. And then look down. Right forearm flat. Pull your chest forward. Dolphin plank. Find a nice forearm plank. Find your breath. Almost there. And then knees down. Pull your hips back. Child's pose. Rest. Let this feel good in the low back. Really focusing on the exhales to soften and release everything to the mat. All right. Walking your hands in. Kneeling super tall. Guide your knees right in front of your hips. Lift the chest, pull your shoulders back. Just a little bit of a heart opener here. Take the hands behind you, pull your shoulders back, lift the chest, and then back. If you want to gaze up, that's fine. Try to keep a little bit of your chest coming forward. It's a little bit of a shoulder opener. Release the hands, inhale, arms reach up. Once the palms touch, slide them down towards your chest, bow your head. Thank you for sharing your practice. You're done. Namaste.